Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So with Module 29 just a week away, we'll be getting the new dungeon, the Lair of the Mad Dragon. Now we have some details from the devs. We don't yet have the dungeon accessible to run, and it will unlikely to be the case until it actually gets released. This is a returning dungeon, which means we do have some old footage of it. The 3 different bosses, the layout, and things like that. It's unlikely to have all changed all that much. You have like the first boss here, then the second boss, and the final boss being the Mad Dragon. Just be aware that this footage here is pretty old actually, like 4 years, 5 years nearly, when Tales of Old was a thing, and that was the iteration we got with the dungeon. Now of course, we don't know exactly what's all going to be changing, but as per the blog, there will be 3 difficulty tiers. The first one, 30,000 item level. The second one, 65,000 item level. And then Master on 100,000 item level. Keep in mind, all of those requirements you can reduce by 5,000 when you go in private queue. And as we can see here, players participating in advanced and master versions of the dungeon will have a chance to earn rewards like new artifacts, mythic and legendary armor, as well as new shirt and pants. I've covered everything with regards to the artifacts and the armor. I have yet to cover the shirt and pants, and there are some very good options there. Ultimately, if you want to take it a step further, you can go and complete the collection of master achievements designed to test your skill. And if you go ahead and complete them all, you'll prove yourself worthy and receive the Mantle of the Mad Dragon and the Herald of Madness title. So unfortunately, nothing that amazing. Just another cloak and title for the achievements, which is a little bit sad and disappointing. But nonetheless, we can already have a look at all of the different achievements that they ask you to complete with the sanitized achievement. The new meta achievement for this dungeon. As usual, there's generally like 2 achievements per boss, plus 1 extra potentially. What we can see here is, Perfection, complete it without somebody getting defeated. Dash, complete it within 20 minutes, so it's still going to be same length kind of fight as the previous dungeons. Minimalist, so minimal item level is going to be 100,000, so you're barely not going to receive any reduction there. But over time, I guess it will remain to keep a bit of a challenge. Then we just have Terrible Night for a curse. So you have to defeat Misrael Everdark in the Lair of the Mad Dragon without anybody taking Hellfire Curse. This will be the first boss, and to go with that, you're going to have to defeat her without allowing Rhymefire Imps to cast Infernal Burst. So already there we can see that it's going to have different mechanics and most likely a bunch of imps coming in, which you're going to have to kill. Then for the second boss, you have to defeat Baelwrath the Vile, and you have to do it with no more than 9 hounds summoned during the fight. So we can already see he's going to have those spawning in. Along with that, you also have the achievement where you need to complete that second boss with at least 4 Hellfire Warlocks still alive. So he's definitely going to be spawning in multiple enemies, and you're going to have to deal with those. And the achievements have those set conditions. But then the last boss, Chartifax, you need to complete him without taking damage from his breath weapon, and then you need to defeat him without anyone taking damage from Balefire. We don't know if we're just fighting him, or does he have ads spawning in, casting Balefire and things like that, or it could just be an arena effect. But lastly and most interestingly is Fake It Until You Make It, defeat 5 treasure guardians in the Lair of the Mad Dragon dungeon. You have to defeat Vexthal, the Disengaged. You have to defeat Ignazar, the False Hope, Vorgrim, the Maldorus, Astrothrax, the Intangible, and Balrog, the Enigmatic. So there are 5 different mini-bosses potentially in this dungeon. Maybe they'll be able to drop new special items for us, like potentially Hardcore Vault of Stars had the denizens, which allowed you to get the reagents for the Band of Air. But as for the blog, there is no hint with regards to that. So I'm not sure. Maybe they're just leaving it as a secret. And to be honest, I hope so. I really hope there is something more to the dungeon than what we've had in the past with just your stock standard bosses, kill everything, get your rewards, and you're out. I really liked how Vault of Stars had something special with it. Many of you might disagree with hardcore mode, and that is understandable because sure, it was a bit tricky. You had the very strict requirement, if anybody went down, rip. You had to restart the entire dungeon. And people who don't have a lot of time can get triggered with that and yeah, not have a good experience. But to be honest, I had a lot of fun with Vault of Stars. Going in there, hardcore mode, sure, you wiped and that was it. Like, you went and restarted. You had to play it with friends because if you play with random people, they just have no patience for each other and people will just leave as soon as you like fail one time, or they'll get mad at you. At least in a group of friends, people can be more forgiving to each other and have a bit of fun. In the end of the day, you're just spending time with each other and enjoying it. Like, it was fun to run hardcore Vault of Stars day in, day out. Every day you do a few runs because it was motivated by the Band of Air. That's something you wanted to get. It had a pretty low like drop rate with the reagents you needed for it, but every day you knew you were at least getting the chance to obtain it, and then somebody does, and it's a big sense of accomplishment. And on top of that, it was an item which actually gave you a significant boost to your character. It gave you a great sense of achievement once you finally managed to obtain it, and then you could actually clearly notice the effect on your character. And it's something I think we miss, and it's something they could add again, but keep it in a controlled environment. The problem with the Band of Air is it affected everywhere, and it was going to be a long lasting thing unless they changed the bonus, which they went and did. But what I would have liked to see them do is change the Band of Air to be a zone specific item. So you would use it in, say, Vault of the Stars. You'd get it, you could power creep the dungeon, that's fine. But if you're to go to other content, you won't have that. And that way you can make future content and not worry about this overpowered item you had created. I think that's perfectly fine if they went and did that. Maybe it wouldn't like incentivize everybody because they know it's then a limited item that you're only going to use in this content. But yeah, again, this video is from Tales of Old. This event hasn't returned for a long time, so this is old footage right here. But again, there is potentially something more going to be with this dungeon, with that fake it until you make it, killing all the 5 treasure guardians. I seriously hope they have something special in store for us. Otherwise, yeah, just the Lair of the Mad Dragon. Many of you will be experiencing for the first time, and regardless of what experience and gear level you're at, you should be able to jump in and experience it, because 30,000 item level on normal mode, 65,000 item level on the advanced mode, and then 100,000 item level on master mode. You shouldn't like feel left out so much if you can't do, say, master. It's not gonna have that much going for it other than, say, this set of achievement. It is designed for the master level, designed to be challenging. Master your character, essentially get good, and you'll be able to complete the content. It's also not just about you. You need a good team to get there. Find a group of friends, stick to them, give them your loyalty and your patience, and have a good time. And that's essentially the main thing I like about this game. Party content, sticking together, having fun, and relying on each other to all perform well. It's not a solo game, absolutely. Ultimately, thanks for watching. A massive thank you to all these channel members, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.